morning and welcome to an all-new Eye of the Tiger. I'm Joe McIntyre.
And I'm Gigi Pagel.
Students who park in the RHS lot face difficulties getting in and out every day. We go to Jake Finn with more on RHS traffic.
Roseville's odd layout for traffic and traffic management, it creates problems for student drivers getting to and from school.
Like when you're going down Berry Street, because that's where I park, there's so many no U-turn signs, and it's never the students that make the U-turns, it's always the parents. And they block so much traffic, it takes an extra 5 minutes to get in or out of the parking lot.
Some students find that arriving to school earlier offers them a better chance to find a spot without the commotion.
So if you're getting there around 7:20, 7:25, the traffic, it just gets so condensed, and so it's such a small tight area that nobody can get in or out. And if you're trying to turn left into the Berry lot, cars are just constantly coming from the other way, and kids are crossing the street. It just makes it almost impossible. But getting there earlier does alleviate that, but not everyone can.
I mean, for me it is, but I'm one of those people who goes early. So I get there around maybe 7:14, sometimes earlier than that. And usually nobody's there, so I can get in and out. Plus I turn right into the lot, so that makes it a whole lot easier. But I know that once traffic sort of starts piling in, and people turning left in the lot, it's difficult.
One student thinks that by controlling the flow of traffic, the lots would be better for students and less difficult to navigate.
I think a stop sign going down Berry Street would be good, like a four-way stop at that intersection. I know that's not something that can immediately be done. It's going to take some time to get that in place. Temporary solution, a crossing guard, just someone who can control traffic or something like that.
Thanks, Jake. Now we go over to Joseph Bianchini with sports.
Good morning. Over this Tuesday's edition of EOTSN, I'm Joseph Bianchini. Last week, Roseville girls soccer team season officially ended with the 2-0 loss to Granite Bay in the quarterfinals. Last week, we also found out that the Roseville boys basketball team missed the playoffs. With those two sports ending, we have officially ended winter sports. Be sure to check out eyeofthetigernews.com throughout the week for winter sport recaps. And with winter sport season coming to an end, it means spring sport season is rolling around. One spring sport, being boys tennis, has had issues with participation. With more on the story, we give it over to Jacob Villapondo.
Over the past 2 years, Roseville Tennis has experienced a shortage in players due to COVID forcing sports to overlap last year. This caused the team to have to forfeit any matches that they didn't have enough players for.
We had to forfeit a lot of matches, so we were already down, and we had to win all of them to actually win the game.
This has caused players such as Noah Caracas to recruit new players to the team, some of which have never played organized tennis before.
I did. I got at least 3 people. Me and Mark did.
Senior Jake Floyd was one of those new members to join the team this year. Floyd was wanting to try something new, and hearing about tennis sparked his interest.
One of my friends was kind of talking about it, and then one of my teachers was also talking about the tennis team. And I was thinking I might want to do tennis, and then just having people talk about it and suggest it to me was really encouraging me to go and try it out.
Floyd feels that joining the tennis team will be a good opportunity to create friendships with new people and try something that he has never done before.
Getting to have a strong bonding experience on a sports team and being able to try something new.
With the recruitment of new players, the team can look forward to starting on an even playing field with their opponents and having a better chance at winning.
I'm looking forward to actually playing matches and having a chance.
With spring sports going, let's take a look at the game schedule for this week. Boys golf are at home versus Kennedy today after school. Tomorrow, girls lacrosse host Folsom. Thursday, boys golf hosts Vista del Lago. Boys tennis have an away match against Oakmont, and boys volleyball kick off their season at home versus Placer High. Friday, girls lacrosse are home against Whitney, and stunt are home against Yuba City. And Saturday, track and field kick off their season at the Glenpool Invitational. And baseball have scrimmages against Whitney and West Park that same day. And that's all in your home for Roseville High School sports. Top plays, breakdowns, and more. Eye of the Tiger Sports Network, EOTSN. And now we go over to entertainment.
February 18th, 2022. This is the release date of one of the most anticipated albums of the last few months. Noah Oliver Smith, better known as Yeet, finally released his album, To Alive. Coming in at just over an hour, the 20-song project released last Friday and was over before you knew it. Unlike Alive, 4L, and Up To Me, this album surprisingly broke Yeet's pattern of one feature or less. With appearances from YSL Records, Young Thug, Gunna, and Young K.O. all delivered well on their songs. We also had Ken Carson and September's Rich to represent the underground on the project. Even with 5 features, there are another 2 artists confirmed for the deluxe version of the project. The 2 artists confirmed were Lil Uzi Vert and the Sixth God himself, Drake. This album definitely lived up to the hype, but wasn't what I was necessarily expecting. To be honest, the leaks and snippets made it sound like it was going to be a very energetic album, but it had quite the healthy mix of straight vibes and some headbangers. This album is quite experimental, so it can take some time to understand the project. But once you just immerse yourself in the sound and just let it take you wherever you want, you might change your mind about Yeet. This album is a definite recommended listen, and for first-time listeners, here's some suggestions off the album to get you started. Poppin', Double, and Outside featuring Young Thug. Anyway, after the first few listens, it sounded like another addition to his discography for Yeet, as I had previously thought with his other projects. But with constant listening, the shift in paradigm was astronomical. The album off the initial listen would have gotten maybe an 8.5 out of 10, but after heavily immersing myself in the album, I'd give it an 11 out of 10. The wild range of production, wonderful vocals, and world-class features made for an amazing stepping stone for Yeet into the mainstream. By 2023, 2022 will only be remembered as Yeet Year by the music community. In other music news, Ye's Donda 2 will be releasing today on his own streaming device, the Stem Player. The small device used for isolating parts of instrumentals and breaking down songs comes in at a whopping price tag of over $200. Since the announcement of Donda 2 being exclusively released on the Stem Player, Kanye has made more money off of the Stem Players than he would have if he traditionally released through a label and DSPs. Although this was a smart financial decision on Ye's part, a lot of fans are pretty vexed that they can't listen to the project without coughing up $200. Would you be willing to pay $200 to listen to your favorite artist's new album? And now we go back to news.
Thanks, Nathan. One senior has a hobby that's just too fun to let go of. We go to Colin Wright with more.
For senior Isaac Albright, Legos are the building blocks that make up his passion to create. His collecting journey started around 5 years ago and has become even stronger as time has gone on.
I've been collecting Legos since about, I'd say 8th grade, when my dad got me my Stranger Things set.
Albright believes that the challenge that comes with putting large sets together makes the end result worthwhile and gives him a sense of accomplishment. The largest set Albright has completed was his Lego Hogwarts set that contained a whopping 6,020 pieces.
The most ambitious project I've probably taken part in is building Hogwarts and making a stop motion of it. And then after I did that, I also added lights to it and lit it up and set it up with Alexa.
While Albright has a great many sets, including a Lego Hedwig, Millennium Falcon, and a Lego NES console, one of Albright's favorite sets he has completed was his Lego Daily Bugle set containing around 5,000 pieces.
One of my favorites is definitely the Daily Bugle. All the windows come off and it's got Green Goblin right here coming out of the window. It's pretty sick.
While Albright doesn't think he has gotten his friends into his quite expensive hobby, spending around $1,000, he believes that giving them Legos shows why he's so passionate about his collections. Whether it's building skyscrapers, starships, or building off of his friendships, Isaac shall continue to build in the future.
Giving them Legos has sort of showed them like why I love it so much and introduced them to the world of Lego.
Bright will continue building relationships through his passions.
That's it for us today on Eye of the Tiger.
And remember, we're always on at eyeofthetigernews.com. See you next time.